So, police of the media, so we have this morning office of Maserati County Senator Abraham Dallas. You know, Minister of Labor, who for some times in the media you have been carrying stories of policy differences. So, Senator Dillon, the Minister of Labor is here, so the leader is there to inquire this situation.
The chairman
The chairman of the Committee on Labor is also here, Senator Thomas Yaya Nina of Liberia County.
Senator Dillon, you have been one of the senators who have had a very critical position with respect to the work permit issue. At some point, it appeared that you've had some personal issues with the labor minister, but we see he's in your office today. Can you tell us the reason behind the visit today, and what does it say with respect to the perceptions that have been out there in the public?
There has never been anything personal between the minister and I. We were seeking answers to questions and concerns that we had regarding issuance of work permit, vis-a-vis how we can get jobs for our people in the labor market. And so we have been pushing. We will continue to push. The minister has come for us to have a meeting of the minds. I think it is the right thing for us to do, so that it doesn't come across as this is a personal thing. And there's nothing personal against the minister. I've been knowing Minister Kruah more than 25 years when I was Justice Ministry. Yeah, in fact, they used to call me Solicitor General in residence because I was serving as special assistant to the Solicitor General, and more than 4 or 5 Solicitor Generals came on, but I remained in the office as Chief of Special Assistant. So their lawyers coming at the Ministry of Justice would just, fondly call me Solicitor General in residence. But as a senator, I have a duty to serve our people. And when our people are crying for jobs and we think we can provide jobs for them, low-hanging fruit jobs, then we needed to understand what's going on at the Ministry of Labor. So we are reaching the meeting of the minds. Thankfully, the chairman of the Labor Committee is here, Senator Thomas Yaya Nimle. We think instead of coming across as being combative, it's good for us to have this understanding so that we know what exactly the Labor Minister is doing at the ministry, how many work permits is he revoking or not renewing, and what happening to those positions and the opportunity for jobs for Liberia. But he will speak to that mostly. So I just wanted to thank the minister for stopping by, and thank the chairman for the leadership, and we thank President Walker for initiating this.
Before we speak to the minister, following this engagement, meeting of the minds, as you term it,
right,
what kind of Senator Dillon are we going to see henceforth at the Senate with respect to the
one job for Liberians? We shouldn't be giving work permit for jobs that Liberians are qualified and available to do.
Senator, do you still hold a view that jobs for Liberians are being allegedly sold to foreigners?
When we're receiving money for work permit for revenue, that's still in my view. So it was not that the minister was selling his job. We, the government, you just heard me day before yesterday's session on the draft budget. If we are projecting, if the executive is projecting $10 million, $11 million in revenue collection from the Ministry of Labor, and I said I as a senator and pass our budget, it means I'm asking the minister to go bring that money to contribute to the revenue, and the source of that revenue, part of which is written on paper, is work permit. So I can't pass a budget that says Labor Ministry should go bring X amount of dollars. They have been asking why.
Can you now say that your doubts have been cleared?
No, not that my doubts have been cleared. There's an outcome we're seeking here. Jobs for our people. That advocacy is not going to rest.
Honorable Minister, welcome to the media. You're here this morning. Let me say this afternoon in the office of Senator Dillon. You care to bring us up to speed what the conversation today has been surrounding?
Thank you. I want to thank you very much for even. I want to thank the senator, I want to thank the chairman of the Senate Committee on Labor. I like to put it this way. In government, running government, there will always be agreement and disagreement. And sometimes people say you disagree to agree. And what has happened here is that perhaps there was some missing link in terms of communication, in terms of the flow of information between the executive at our level and the Senate Committee. And we've now agreed to take steps to make sure that those missing links are taken care of. We have agreed basically that on a quarterly basis, some of the good things that we do at the Ministry of Labor should be communicated to the community so that the community will have an idea of what we do. And we will be recommending to the committee as well. Their concerns are legitimate to say, look, we need to find like a job for Liberians, which we are doing. But that information may not have been reaching them the way it should be. So we want to make sure we work on that. And we'll be making further recommendations to the committee and say, look, maybe we need to look at the law itself because that's their responsibility is to make the law. Can we amend some provision of the law to make it clearer so that even anybody, lay person reading the law will understand? Because if we were to amend the law and say, look, every concession in Liberia should bring foreigner but not more than 1,000 per concession, it's easier to implement something like that because all we have to do is open a chat at the beginning of the year for a metal. As you bring 5% we market. Once we reach that limit, we close it. And then we expect that all other persons you want now as employees will be Liberians. Those are things we want to look at. But for the time being, what we have, we are taking steps to make sure that those jobs that we believe Liberia can do. That's why they say the minister should be satisfied. That discretionary power will continue to use until we can get to a point where both the Senate and ourselves can be on board. But for the time now, we think we have a basic understanding to work together. We have a basic understanding to remain engaged constructively, so that this is a government in the interest of all of us. We have to work for the people of Liberia. We have to be able to do something for our citizens. It's not just working. The question of job, for example. And I tell you where we are when we adjusted the work permit, we adjusted to 3,000 to say, look, some of these companies will now begin to reduce non-essential workers because if you can find Liberian to do a job, you will now want to bring somebody to pay 3,000. Last month, BM Martin sent by 357 of their workers and said, look, we'll replace them with Liberians. 3 days ago, AFCON sent out 247 cancellation. WHBO sent out 15 yesterday. So this is taking effect. It's taking effect because we started in September. And by next year, we'll have a broader understanding of the impact. But it's in our interest to work together as one government. This is one government we're running, one common denominator we have in Liberia.
What has been
Agree to work together.
What has been your position on Senator Dillon's stance before this engagement, when he continuously championed the issue of work permit not being sold? Did you see him as being unnecessarily critical, or did you see it as an exercise of his legislative duties, functions?
Well, what I said is that there was a need for, there was some missing links in terms of communication, in terms of engagement, and those are areas that we've agreed to handle. And I believe henceforth we will have better understanding. We'll continue to engage each other constructively. If the committee has the power, authority to send for us anytime, say, look, Minister, come here, there's something we don't understand. We will do a lot of things not before the camera. That's the running of government. That's why we talk to them, and that's why we think these being state men and we call it the senators are elders of the country, and they believe also that so the suggestions we made to them are in the best interest of.
But the sale of work permit continue.
There's not a sale. There's nothing like a sale of work permit. The law requires that if a foreigner comes into Liberia and they want to work, they need permission to work. And that permit must be issued by the Ministry of Labor. That's what you call work permit. You don't necessarily have to, some people obtain work permit from us, they might not be able to find a job. The difference we've said is that Liberians do not need work permit. So what we're doing right now, most of the denials and the cancellation I mentioned here, we put it there on our website. We want job seekers and Liberians to visit our website to pick up these job vacancies. What we cannot do as a ministry, as a government, is to take somebody and say, okay, you must remove this person and put Liberian there. We have to let the people know that you have right to interview people. You have vacancy, receive application and interview people and employ based upon your specification. But we are encouraging them to place more priority on the employment of Liberia.
Okay, so when we see now that we are on the governance stage, there were some folks, especially from your party, who have been issuing statements, making claims, especially when the things that the senator comments, especially about work permit, were on the internet to target people's number. Was there something that you're willing to intervene on?
Well, look, before coming here, I had a meeting with a cross section of the partisans of MDRO and some of our senior citizens from the country. I think they understand that in government there will be agreement and disagreement. They should not take us off track. That we focus, we have to serve the people that you are elected to serve, and all of us who are in government have the responsibility to the people. So the question of employment, we have a complete agreement on that. We will work on that. We will work on that very seriously. I think that some of the problem is that the public may not understand where do you go to get this information on a job. Now, right now, here we have a website and we have a Facebook page. Most of these cancellations, we're putting it there so that Liberian can apply. So you do that, and if we have an employment bureau in the ministry. They also they collect database. So you have people who got special training and background. You bring your document there, we'll document them, we'll put it in the database so that even some of these companies will ask for people, we'll send them there. So again, it's a matter of that flow of information. We help all of us.
Thank you.
Okay, so maybe perhaps the committee chairperson want to say the word.
Well, I mean, not much to be said. We have said that Dillon is not intimidating anybody, nor is he undermining anybody's employment. We all have concerns about Liberians getting to work. And I'm not sure, not convinced that the minister is selling jobs. The law requires in every country to give work permit to non-citizens. So his job is to give work permit. Our issue here, our law says that if a Liberian is qualified for the job, then the alien should not get that work permit. It should be given to the Liberian. And so this is where we are. So the concerns are still the same. We're still going to do our work within the Labor Committee to ensure that Liberians get a job. From what we have heard yesterday and today from the Ministry of Labor, they have been denying people work permit, aliens work permit. They have been encouraging Firestone to hire more than 200-300 people, put in full-time jobs. But the missing link he talked about is we are not getting that information. He's working, but we're not getting the information. The Senate committee recommended that every 3 months we should get report on how many jobs he has denied from the aliens and how many jobs the Liberians received as a result of the denial. Those reports have not been coming in. This is the missing link. So if the member of the committee, Senator Dillon, expressed that concern, it does not mean that his position is being undermined. We are just communicating. Maybe if Senator Dillon is a very active person, when he gets on stage and he starts acting, people will say, well, the man trying to fight the man from the country. But it's not a fight. It's a political concern in the interest of all of you. So, but I'm happy today that we have set the stage for the appropriate discussion that concerns labor and employment. Whatever concerns we have as of this time, we'll call him and say, let's meet. We have not received this report. We learned that XYZ people, aliens are being hired as drivers. what's happening, why are they hired drivers? Then he could tell us maybe they brought a new car that Liberian cannot drive. And it's possible. So it's possible to have an alien driving a car that Liberian cannot drive. So these are things that we'll be discussing in-house to ensure this time that we are not combative, but we gear towards providing an appropriate solution that will lead to employment.
Thank you so much.
Then labor-related issue,
Right.
decent work, wage, the wage, minimum wage, want to review it, all that
Right.
stuff. All these things, labor-related issues
Yeah,
at the job site, and we will be reviewing them. So I want to say thank you. We have to go to a session.
Yeah.
Yes, sir? Thank you, brother. Yeah, let's do it for our country and our people. Yeah.